Hi, everyone, and welcome to our fourth new consultant or boost your business, reboost your business call. We are so glad to have you here. I'm Jennifer DeNicholas. I'm your national executive. You are somehow, some way, at some place in my downline, and I'm so glad. We are so glad to have you. I'm so glad you all have joined us for the last four calls. I really hope this was helpful for you all. I would love to see you put in the chat what did you get from this series? What do you feel like helped you out? Did you enjoy the series? Like anything, whatever you have to say. Did you hate the series? Was it just too much? Like, just tell me, what do you like? Because I would love to know. We've done series like this in the past. But I thought it was just time. We have a lot of new consultants, a lot of people that are just ready to get like a fresh start, a new start, reboost, and get back to work. And it is fall. Is We are heading into our fall selling season, and you all hold on to your britches because they about to get blown off. Our September, October, November, you will see things that you may not have seen yet in your business as far as like growth and bookings and recruiting and selling. Like, things are happening. So I know, we're still trying to figure out all this stuff as new consultants. We're trying to learn how to get bookings. We're trying to figure out the right words, what works, what doesn't work. We're trying to figure out how to work with our host and coach them to good shows and all of the things. Just know that your investment in your time and yourself will be worth it, and you will see it. Um, let's see. Let me see what some people are saying. They like the tips for booking parties and for reaching out to future hosts. Love it. Margaret enjoyed the call. So glad. Great encouragement, great ideas to help get over the nose. I love the boost post too. Awesome. Very good. Um, the directors are so willing to help. We have an amazing director team, I will tell you. We really do. We're lucky for that. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that I have for us to talk about today is it really is going to be some new consultants. Sure, I understand. I wasn't talking to you, Sari. You just go back to sleep. Um, it really is going to be some new consultant stuff and back to the basics for those of you that have been with us and are joining the call to get a restart. I feel like it'd be crazy for me not to touch on these things. So I want to talk with you tonight about wrapping up your parties. Okay. So we talked about booking parties. We talked about how you go through your show and you interact in your show to make it better, to boost the algorithms. We talked about how you partner with your host. And now, what do we do when we close the show? Because it's not just like one and done. It's not just done. Like, you have to do things, and there are specific things that really you want to look at and you want to go through as you close out your show to make sure you've maximized all of the things that you can from that party. Okay. So a couple things when we're coming to the end of the part. Now, we talked about previously how during the party you're really working with your host. You're gonna build relationships with your customers during the party. You want to try to get them to message you, so then you in turn can message them back. Facebook's kind of funny about, we just can't go randomly message 100 people that aren't our friends. Like, that's to protect the users of Facebook, right? Because they don't want a bunch of spammers out there. We wouldn't want a bunch of people spamming us. So we need to make sure the content that we're messaging people is helpful, is beneficial, and is something that they wouldn't mind receiving, right? So how are we wording our things to make sure that it's something that is going to intrigue them and that they're interested in? And so that's one reason that we put in our parties message me for post, right? So who wants this yummy recipe? Message me for me to send it. Because what that does is that opens up that conversation between you and that non-friend, to have more conversation later on. Okay. So message me the answer to this game. Message me for this e-cookbook. Message me, message me, message me. That is drawing that person in to have a conversation with them. So this is a relationship business. It is. Okay. So we're working on getting people to message us. We're working on trying to build that relationship, get to know our customers, because this is a little different than if I were to go to do an in-home party, right? Say I did an in-home party. Deanna's my host. She invited you all as her friends. I come in, I get to talk to you. I get to know Katie. I get to, learn about Lucretia and see her face and build that relationship with her at an in-person party. Well, Facebook virtual shows are a little bit different because you don't get that conversation. You don't get that group camaraderie that you would at an in-home party. So how can we recreate that? And how can we build that bond and that relationship with people? Because I will tell you one thing, people book parties because they like you. It's the truth. They book parties because they like you. So how are you getting them to like you throughout the party? What are you putting in your party that's friendly, that is service oriented, right? Anybody here go to Chick-fil-A? Anybody here love Chick-fil-A? Somebody tell me why you like Chick-fil-A.
They're consistent and they're always nice. And they always, no matter what you say when they give you your order, it's my pleasure to help you.
Do you feel like they mean that? Like they want you to have a good experience there? Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
it's authentic.
Yes. And you go to a different fast food restaurant and they're like, here's your order. What do you want?
Well, or they say my pleasure and it doesn't seem authentic then.
Right. Yeah. You
Since
know why they're
Chick-fil-A
saying that? If you hear any other company say, you know why they're saying that? Because they're trying to model Chick-fil-A. It's exactly what it is. So what are you modeling your business after? What do you want your customers to see? And how would you want to be treated if you were the customer in your party? Okay, so I want you to think about that all throughout the party, when you're relating to your host, when you're relating to your guest. How would you feel warm and cozy if someone were to reach out to you? Okay, and then even your post that you put in your party, how are they going to find value in that post? So just, copying from the catalog and saying this food chopper has 5 stainless steel blades. It rotates when you chop it, and it has a 5-year warranty. So how's it going to help me in the kitchen? How are you adding value? Show me a recipe I can make with it. Tell me how I can chop up onions without crying with it. Tell me how my kids can make McFlurries with it. Okay? Like, add value to these things. All right, so that's what we're looking at. So in your party, outside of your party, on social media, we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, how to draw in a crowd just through regular social media posts, but adding value. So when you build these relationships with your host is going to want to party with you again, right? My host, I try to make them my best friend. Right. And I want the best for them. My best friend, I want her to have all the Pampered Chef possible. And I want her to have fun. I want her to have friends that are participating. I want her to have orders. I want her to get bookings off of her show so she can get future stuff. Like, I want the best for my best friend, right? Would you say the same for your best friend? You want the best for them. So your host for that week is your best friend. How can you serve them? How can you make them in their show saying this was an amazing experience? And I remember back when I would do cooking shows, this is just, way back when, when I drove to my show, I don't know, some of y'all may not know me. I am very passionate with my faith, and I, really try to do well and let people know that, I try to be a great person and all that. And so I would pray on the way to every cooking show that everyone made it to the show safely, that they had a good time, and that they were thankful that they came. And I wanted them to leave that show thinking, I'm so glad I spent my evening here. And I wasn't praying for big sales. I wasn't praying for everybody to book a show. I wasn't praying to find a recruit. However, I was praying for God to lead me, the person to me that needed more, that needed some aspect of this business, whether it be a night out away from kids, because we know that's a real thing, right? Whether it be learning how to make a new recipe because they don't know how to, they're not a great cook or they're still learning, whether it be a product that could help them cook at home more because they're out of time, out of money, out of space, out of, whatever, or that they need this business and I could help them with that. So honestly, I'm not kidding you. That was my prayer on the way to every single cooking show. And I don't know why it's not my prayer for every virtual show, because that's what I want. I want the same things. I want people to come in. I want them to enjoy it. I want them to be glad that they came in. I want to add value. I want to help them enjoy cooking or cook easier, get in and out of the kitchen if that's what they want to do. I want to help them so they're not picking up fast food on the way home, right? That's what I want to do. I want to serve them. So why am I not doing that? And I never even thought about that till just now, right? But that's what our mindset needs to be. How can I help others? And when you help other people get the things that they want, you will in turn get the things that you want. Zig Ziglar said that. I've heard that a long time ago and it's always stuck with me. You help enough other people get what they want and you will in turn get what you want. Okay. So how am I adding value? When I'm closing out my party, I want to make sure that all my customers are satisfied. I'm checking in with them. Did you have any questions? Were you able to get in the party? Did you see the post from the party? Because I know that's a real thing. Sometimes people aren't seeing it. Do you need the link to the show? Did you have questions about a product? Can I help you get some of these products for free or discounted? Can I help you, right? Make sure your wording of when you're reaching out to people, how can I help you? What can I do to serve you, right? Does that, when you write up words, read it back, and does that message allude, how can I serve you? Okay. And then with your host, hey, Tammy, you've really had a great show and you're at $560 in sales. Do you know when you only have $40 more, one more order of $40, do you know that's going to bump you up to the $600 level? And at that point, you're going to get $115 in free stuff. I want that for you. Who else do you know that you could reach out to? Right? So we're letting them know these are the host rewards. This is what you can order. What you can earn. So let me actually screen share because I want to make sure everybody understands our host rewards. Okay. Where's my button? Why can't I see anything today? Here's my share button. All righty. Can you see? What's it saying? Hit share again. Come on. All right. Can you see it says pampered and party and get pampered? Can you all see that? I know it's kind of small. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so we'll look at it a little bit at a time, right? Make sure you know how our host program works, okay? Every show must be at $200 minimum in order for it to be a qualified show and any rewards be given. Okay, so at $200, it qualifies the show. There are no free products at the $200 mark, but there is a half price item. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There is one half price item. There is a host, the host bonus reward, which is a 60% off item. It's different every single month, right? But the hosts get to choose out of a series of products or a set of products. That's the host bonus that month. This month for August, it's 60% off of whatever, off electric products, like this category of electrics. And then September is going to be different. Every month it's different. So you don't really see here on this sheet, but it is included. Then the half price item, it can be any individual item in the catalog, or a group of products. So if your host wants the whole set of cookware at half price, they can get that. They can get the knife block set at half price. And then they also have host specials, host exclusives. And this is like a grouping of products that Pampered Chef puts together so your host can get more bang for their buck. So here's a pasta making set. This is going to be September, right? So soon. This will be available to your host. They could get the stand mixer, they could get the pasta attachments, they could get a colander, like all of this grouping of products as one half price item instead of what they have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 separate items. That would utilize 5 half price items if they wanted to. So that only utilizes one. They could do the coffee making set, they could do the cooking blender set, or a Brilliance cookware set that has more stuff together. It comes with some protectors and things like that. So again, more bang for your buck. Now, after your host has utilized their free stuff, they picked out their 60% off item, their half price items. If there's anything else that they want, they get an extended discount on it. Okay, so when their party is at $700, they're bumped up to that 30% off. And that would be off anything in addition to these other rewards. Okay, now, can you use your free products on a half price item, your free product value on a half price item? No, they are separate. They're completely separate. So your free product value comes off of standard retail price. Okay, your 50 and 60% off items, they must pay the balance of those. Now, say that our host had a $700 show, she earned $140 in free stuff. Well, maybe she goes over a little bit because she didn't, I mean, it's kind of hard to find everything that fits perfectly. So maybe her free stuff, her products that she wants adds up to $150. What happens then? So then it's going to take $140 off of that, and that remaining $10, whatever that remaining balance is, then that extended discount will apply. So that $10 that's left will get a 30% discount on that. So that's the only thing that does stack. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Any questions on that? I don't think I can see chat when I'm screen sharing. What is that? Okay, so don't ask me any questions yet. We'll have some time at the end to ask questions. You just hold that thought. Maybe write it down so you don't forget. All right. So now I'm closing out the party. Did I add all of the bookings to the, oh no, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. When your host books a party off of her friend, so say Heather was the original host, and then Lucretia booked a party off of Heather. Okay, when Lucretia's party hits $200, then Heather, past host, qualifies for a future party pick. What that is a 40% off item, off one item. Now, Heather is a past host. She's going to get 10% off for a year, regardless. 10% off. Any orders with any consultant, any host, online orders, all of that stuff. She's going to get 10% off for a year. But since Lucretia booked directly off of Heather, then Heather is eligible for one item at 40% off on Lucretia's show when it qualifies, when it hits $200. So how does Heather put in that order? Well, there's 2 ways she can do it. Heather can either call me and say, Jennifer, I need my 40% off. And when I go on the website, it's not showing it. How do I do that? Then I say, okay, Heather, you just tell me what you want to order. I'll put that right in for you. Okay. Or Heather can go in and put an order online. And I tell Heather, okay, when you place your order, it's only going to reflect the 10% discount. But you text me right after you put that order in, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to unlock your cart and take the highest price item and add the discount to it. Okay, so there's just 2 options. Now, let me show you how to do that. Well, first of all, Lucretia's doing a show, and I already forgot because I've been booking so many parties, you all. I've been booking so many parties. I didn't remember who Lucretia booked her party from. So I'm going to show you how you find that. So you're going to go into your current party. I'm going into Lucretia's party, and I'm going to go into overview. And when you click on name, type, date, info, down at the bottom of that, you see the party was booked from blank. Okay, so here's the name. So this party was booked by Dawn. So then I'm going to make sure before I close that party out, I'm going to reach out to Dawn and I'm going to say, hey, Dawn, I wanted to make sure that you knew that since Stacy booked her party off of yours, you get a 40% off item. Can I help you get that ordered? Right? Customer service again. Don't let your past host miss out on something that they're eligible for. So she says, sure. Yeah, I want to do that. Let me go put in my order. So she goes online, she puts on her order, it puts her order in. She texts me, she says, okay, Jennifer, I put my order in. It only showed 10% discount. Now, how am I going to fix that for her? I'm going to go into her cart and you edit to unlock, right? Because every order, if you don't touch that order, it goes in that day. If you don't touch it, it automatically processes at midnight. And then tomorrow, I can't do anything to that order, right? So if I forgot to do the future party pick, or I forgot to add something, my customer calls me later and says, hey, I want to add that so-and-so to it. Can you add it to my order? Oops, sorry, I can't. But if I catch it that day, I can unlock the cart. When you unlock a cart, it is unlocked until you manually submit it. So you will have to go in and manually submit that order, okay? Remember that. But I want to go in, I want to make sure that Dawn gets her 40% off of this deep covered baker. And the way I'm going to do that is each item on a past host in their cart, when I click edit to unlock it, it comes up with this option. Do I want to remove or do I want to make future party pick? Oh, I just click on this little button and then it readjusts the price and recalculates it. Then I'll just text my past host and I'll say, hey, Dawn, okay, I added your 40% discount to your deep cover baker. This is your new total. And then I go down to the bottom, I check the box and I hit submit. Now, do be aware that when you when you do a discount like this, it could take away the guest special, because our guest specials are based on $90, right? So, and it's it's product total after the discount. So maybe, look, her order was at 105. So at 105 in product, she's earning that free guest special. But I just added 40% off discount on that. So that then is getting it below that $90. So it will remove that guest special. And so when I text Dawn back, I'm like, oh, Dawn, I got your discount. However, I did notice that it dropped you below your $90. But all you have to do, if you want to add something else, then you'll still get it. And I have people add stuff all of the time. Do not be afraid to ask them. And I mean, she could be $25 away. And I'm like, oh, Dawn, I don't want you missing out on this free gift. You're only $25 away if there's something else you wanted to add. And they're like, oh, sure, add it. And then they're getting like a $10 free gift, but whatever, right? I mean, she's excited because I was offering customer service to her and making sure that she got all the rewards that she could possibly get. Okay. Now we got that past host taken care of. And did we add all the bookings to the party? Right? Because what we're doing throughout the show is we're making connections with these people. We're chatting with them on Facebook. And we're asking them, hey, how would you like, hey, this is a segue that I have with a lot of hosts. When I'm sending them a private message, hey, what's the most exciting product you saw on this show? And then Larry is going to say, oh, you know what? I sure did love that manual food processor. I like that thing, but it's a little out of my budget. And I could easily say, Larry, you know what? Why don't I help you get that? Because you can get that for 60% off when you gather some friends online in September. Larry's like, oh, I like that price, right? I'm helping him. I'm adding value to him. So we're just learning this in conversation. I got to ask him questions so I can learn about him, learn about his interests, what he likes, what he wants, what products he has his eyes on. Okay. And then he's going to book a show, and I need to make sure I put his booking in here. So when you're in your host cart, there's the 3 little dots which aren't showing up here, but when you click on that, it comes with a drop down menu. And you just want to click book now. And when you click book now, it's going to ask for, the date that they're booking their party. You make sure that their name, address, all that good stuff is filled out, and then bam, there's your party created. Let's see. Also, when you are going through, when you're looking at your host card, it tells you all of the things here, everything that your host has earned. So if you're still trying to figure it out, right? Because we're new at this, we're trying to figure out what did our host earn. It tells you they earned $165 in free stuff. Did they redeem their host special? It'll be this color. Is that blue, green, whatever color that is? If they haven't redeemed it, it will show up here. Guest special. Well, she didn't order enough to get the guest special. The host can get the guest special, by the way, if their total after discounts is $90. So when she earns it, it'll show up here. Her half price items. Now, note this. It says redeem here. You would only use this if you want one of those above host combinations. So this one. These here, out of these 4 products, because they have a special code. So HP 1076, right? That would be a special code. And then you would find that under this button where it says redeem. Any other half price item, when you enter it on the host cart, you're going to see another little place that looks like this, like the remove or the make future party pick. You will see instead make half price item. So that's how you would redeem that on your end as the consultant. Okay. And then there's this other thing, add kit credit. Do y'all know what a kit credit is? A kit credit is actually a special perk given to your host to help them start their business for cheaper. So every host can use some of their free product, either $25 or $50, and apply it towards a new consultant kit. And we need to ask everybody. We need to ask every person when we close out their party. We need, just like we would tell them that they have a half price item available, we need to let them know, hey, did you know you have a kit credit available to you? And let's look back here at this right here. Notice at the $200 level, they don't earn any free products just yet, but they did earn a kit credit. So a $200 level, they can earn a $25 kit credit. So if they choose a $50 kit, they can apply 25 of their free stuff. It will take away, well, like say $300, it will take away their $25 here. But then when they sign up as a consultant, it will add it onto their kit. So in order to use a kit credit, back down here, you will need to click this redeem button, and it has the option, pick the $25 kit or the $50 kit credit. And if you pick that, it will show up as a line item on their order. And so the way we process that is we let the host pick out the rest of their freebie. So this host has $165 in free stuff. And if she uses $50 in kit credit, it'll show a remaining of $115. So she still wants to redeem the rest of those rewards. She's not going to order her kit on this party. But what we do is we finish out her host order, we submit her party, and then she'll sign in again to order her kit as a consultant, and she will see a kit credit coupon, a discount code on there for her. Okay. Let me make sure I didn't miss that. Okay, so that's what a kit credit is. Let me make it smaller again so we can get all of our stuff in here. I thought I had something else on here. Now, how do you bring it up to your host? You could use an image like this. And I will tell you, let's see what my shows are. I was going to show you this, and I'm going to show you this tracker in a little bit later so you all can use it. But I'm going through my parties from this past week. So checking in, like I'm wrapping up all my parties from the week of August 16th. And my job part of my job is to offer the business, just like I would offer them to get a half price item. Because I never know who needs this business, right? So I want you to think about, what if your consultant never offered you the business? How would that feel? Well, you wouldn't be here today. You probably wouldn't be earning some extra money, right? So we want to give all your people the same opportunity that you have been given. So I always ask all my hosts at the beginning. We talked about last week about flipping the host, right? And how you ask them at the beginning. And then I ask them at the beginning, but I also ask them at the end, because now they could potentially start up for free, right? Because if they earn a $50 kit credit and they buy a $50 kit, they start for free. Maybe they pay like $2 in tax. I don't even know if they have to pay tax on it. Probably not. And so it's my job to offer them again. And this is what I looked through today is in my little tracker here, and I'll go through this tracker in a minute. But at the beginning of my party, can you all see here? It says confirmed. Did I confirm their party? And did I ask them to sell? Those are two important pieces to my job. Did they confirm yes? And then as soon as they confirm yes, we're good for that party, then I ask them about selling. Hey, do you want to flip your party where you earn the commission and I help you get started, right? Listen, you're a brand new consultant. Don't worry about that. Your director, recruiter, or myself can help you with their party, right? But here, like I write notes. I asked, but there was no response. And she told me that she used to sell. Maybe she'll sign later with a kit credit. She didn't really give me much of an answer. Rebecca, I asked. Sandy, I asked, and actually she did not reply to me at the beginning. And then Stacy, she didn't reply to me. Terry didn't reply to me. All right, so in my mind, none of these people, well, Allie was a possible. She said she used to sell before, but she didn't really answer me. So these were kind of no's. We would assume that they were a no. As a new consultant, as even everybody, I don't assume anybody's a no till they tell me no, leave me alone. Okay, that's a good trait to have. You just keep asking till they tell you no, leave me alone. But if you're servicing them, they're not going to tell you to leave them. They're just going to say not right now. All right, so then I was finishing up their party. I'm making sure I have their bookings in. I'm making sure that we had the past host discount. I'm making sure of all these things. And then on my checklist, it says ask to sell at the end of the party. Okay, this is on my line item, a thing that I have to do. Melanie, she just didn't even reply to me again. Done, whatever. Allie told me yes, she's going to use the kit credit. So I have that kit credit put in her cart. She's ready to go. Rebecca, she didn't reply the first time, so I asked her again. I'm still waiting. I just asked her today. Sandy, she did not reply to me before the party, and I asked her again. I actually just got a message, and you know what she said? I've actually been thinking about that, Jennifer. I was like, by golly, I had no idea that you were asking about that, so that's good to know. She said, I'll let you know by Friday, right? If I stopped with that first ask, it would have been a no. All right, so then I asked Stacy again. I asked her today. Still waiting to hear back from her. She may have sent me a message by now. I don't know. And then I asked Terry again, and Terry said, yes, she's up for it. She wants to do it. So she didn't answer me. She didn't answer me either. So here's three people that said pretty much yes. But when I asked them before the show, they were pretty much a no. Part of my job. I got to ask them again. Okay. So that being said, let me get back where I was. That is not the right one. Wait a minute. I got too many documents up here. Okay, so make sure you are asking everyone because you don't know. And do you know that when you add team members, you make more money? I think I talked about that last call too. I like more money. Anybody else like more money? Yes, I like lots more money. Okay, so make sure you're asking. It's part of our job. All right, now we're wrapping up. We're closing out the show. This is something I was taught very early on, and it has stayed with me, and it is a vital, vital, vital part of your business. Your party is not through until you book two. Your party is not through until you book through two. So you may have some sales, but you don't have any bookings on your party. Don't close that party. You have not finished your job yet. You need to reach back out to the customers in that party and you need to find out who wants some free stuff. If you go to Kohl's or or I don't know what store you go to Belk, you go wherever, if they were handing out boxes of free stuff, you just like walk up and here's $200 of free stuff. You go to Lowe's, here's $200 of free stuff. Would you go tell everybody to go up to the Lowe's or the Belk? Yeah. Guess what Pampered Chef's doing? They're giving out boxes of free stuff. Why aren't you telling everybody? We have to continue to tell everybody. So if you don't have your 2 bookings on that party, you go find them. You go back into that party and you network with people until you find the people that want to book a party. And just because they did not order does not mean they won't book a show. Maybe they don't get paid till the end of the month. Maybe they can't afford anything right now. More reason for them to host a show so they can get it for free. Ask your host, hey, we need 2 bookings on your party to close it. Who do you know that would be willing to host a show? Do you know that I've told my host that? And they're like, oh, well, let me go see. That's easy. And then they come back and they're like, well, I found Susie. She's willing to do it, but that's only one. And I'll say, oh, Heather, don't you worry, girlfriend. We'll do another show with you in 6 months and that'll count as your second booking. Okay. It can be that easy. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not kidding you here. Right. You have to book 2 parties from every party, and this is why. You need one show to replace the show you just held, and you need one to grow. If you are booking 0 parties from a party, guess what you are doing? You are putting yourself out of business. And that, my friends, is not okay. One to replace and stay at the same pace that you're at right now if you close a show with 1 booking. 2 to grow. And that's what we're looking for. I want more money in your paycheck for your family. We're not through until we book 2. And this is just a little graphic. You'll get it in the little package I'll send you after, but it kind of shows you like where your business is going to be. When you book 2 parties from every party, we're going to assume people, listen, I'm going to be real with you. People will cancel on you. Or they say, yeah, I'm going to do a show. And then you set up their show and you invite them and they have like 2 people in the party. I was talking with somebody earlier today about that. It happens. It happens to me every week. But you know what? That's why I don't only book 1 party. Because I don't want it to be that 1 party where I have the bum host. So I overbook. So say month 1, we have 6 parties booked. We're gonna assume there's gonna be cancellations because it just happens, nature of the beast. We have 2 cancellations that week, so we have 4 parties that held. Out of the 4 parties, we booked 2 on every party. That leaves us with 8 new parties for next month. Woohoo! 8 new parties. So then month 2, we have 8 parties booked. We assume there's 2 cancellations. That leaves us with 6 parties that month. We booked 2 from all 6. That's 12 new parties. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. Anybody enjoying that? 12 new parties. Then month 3, we have 12 parties booked, 2 cancel, 10 are held. We booked 2 shows from all 10 shows, 20 new bookings. Look how you've changed your business in 3 months. Look how your business has grown. I want you to think about what that paycheck's going to look like. It's going to be fat and happy. You going out to eat, maybe some steaks. Okay. Now let's assume you only get 1 booking from each party. Okay. Let's look at what that looks like. Month 1, you have 6 parties held, 2 cancel. That leaves you with 4 parties held, 1 booking per party. It leaves you at month 2, you have 4 bookings. Okay. You're right where you were. You have 4 bookings, 2 cancel. That means 2 hold. Each one books a party. You have 2 parties going into the next month. Month 3, you have 2 parties dated, 2 cancel. Guess how many you have? 0. How does that feel? How does the end of month three feel? Like crap. You're out of business, my friends. You have to keep booking. And I will tell you this, from the very beginning of my business, I heard that piece of advice and I made it my mantra. I made sure I found 2 bookings. And if I couldn't find an extra booking in that party, I would go outside of the party and I'd find me a booking somewhere and I would tag it in on that party. So when I closed that party, it showed 2 bookings on that show. You do that every show, my friends, you will never worry about the future of your business. Okay? Maybe you'll be the next national executive director. As you do that, as you continue doing parties, you're meeting new people. You are offering the business at the beginning and you're offering them the business at the end with the kick credit. You're going to grow your own business and you're going to promote to team leader when you have 2 new team members and you all are active with $2,500 in sales. You get a promotion to team leader. You're earning your new pink scraper, right? And then you got more money in your pocket. And we like more money. So that's the path I have in store for you all. Who's ready? Who's ready? All right. Let's see. Woo, I'm running out of time. I still have some more stuff. All right, let me stop screen sharing for a second. I did want to give you all a chance to ask questions because we've covered a lot over this series. But before I have on my list, I want to talk to you all about social media and using social media to increase your business. So I was just talking earlier, I went all into how can we serve our customers? How can we add value to them? My post, my messages that I send are going to be all focused around serving our customers and our host. When you're doing your social media, make sure that it's the same. Okay. Now, I post on my personal page. I do post about Pampered Chef. I hear people say, well, I don't want to bombard my friends with Pampered Chef stuff. I'm like, my friends better be buying some Pampered Chef from me. I support them in their life, right? Now, I'm not gonna cram it down their throat. And I'm not gonna say, buy Pampered Chef, book a Pampered Chef party, sell Pampered Chef with me, blah, 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 blah. But I am going to make it look enticing because it is. This business has so many perks. I'm going to share those perks on my social media. When I get a box of new Pampered Chef products in, I'm going to post a picture of it. And I'm going to say how excited I am that I'm a consultant and they send me this stuff for free. I'm going to share with them that I earned a trip to Disney. I didn't even know I had this on. How relevant was that? Right? I'm going to share with them that Pampered Chef is gifting me a trip to Disney for free, myself and my girls. Why? Because it's an awesome perk and I want other people to enjoy these perks with me. I'm going to talk about the host bonuses. I'm going to show them the new twist and shout chop, whatever it's called, the new twist and chop thing. I'm going to show them that on social media and they have to have it in their kitchen because it is phenomenal. And I'm going to let them know I can get it for you at 60% off. I will do that for you because I am a businesswoman offering a valuable service. Make sure you know that. You are offering a valuable service. People buy Pampered Chef every single day. People book Pampered Chef parties every single day. People sign up to sell Pampered Chef every single day. Your job is to make sure they are doing that with you. And you don't stop hustling until you know that they're doing it with you. Right? So when you're posting on social media, show them the value, show them the perks, give them recipes, tell them here's a recipe I'm teaching in my shows this week or this month. Because you'll post something, make a recipe and take a picture of it. And then people are like, oh, that looks so good. Oh, I'm coming over to your house. And you know what? I'm going to private message them. I'm going to say, hey, Larry, I'm teaching this and a ton of other great recipes at my show. Why don't you host a show? You're gonna get so many great recipes and ideas, and I'm gonna give you free stuff. Larry's gonna say, okay, that sounds good. Right? How are you presenting it to people? It's all about how you present it to people. People like to be a part of my team because we have fun and we see success. We are one of the top organizations in this entire company. Why would they not want to be a part of this? We promote leaders and we help people see success in this business. Why would someone not want to be a part of this? You feel me? Y'all feeling me? Say hallelujah. Okay, I'm excited. Let's do this. I'm ready to book some parties. I'm ready to sign up 3 of my hosts this week. And you know what? Sometimes people are like, well, if I sign them up, then they're going to take my bookings. Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to get bookings somewhere else. And what I did is I just helped somebody start a business. I helped them do something that they didn't think they could do. That's okay. They can have the bookings with their friends. Their friends are going to do way better hosting with them, do more for them, and have a better show for them than they ever would for me. Why? Because they're their friends. They want their friends to succeed. Okay? Just like we, as your leaders, want you to succeed. We're here to help you. So you give 100%, we're giving 100%. You give 10%, we're giving 10%. We'll probably still give 20% because we some good leaders. We really want to make y'all, we want to mold you and get everything you want out of this business. All right, so let's open it up for some questions. Who has questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it possible, and I think I may have just answered my question on my own, but so say I've already submitted the party. I've done all of my reach outs, blah, 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 and I got my 2 bookings because I'm successful, because I have great leaders.
Love you. I only had to pay her a little bit to say that.
Hakuna Matata, right, Jennifer?
That's right, girl.
But so say I'm still doing reach outs and following up, and somebody from Erica's party that I just closed comes back and books a party. Can I still book it on that party even though it's closed and get that host credit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm looking through the comments. Tammy said, does the kit credit go to the host that is flipped to a consultant launch party instead of the host party? Tammy, you live, you can verify your question a little bit. I'm not sure I understand. If you flip a party, if you're setting up your host party and your host hasn't started yet, and you send her the flip message and you're like, hey, did you know that you can sign up? You can go ahead and buy a kit now and then sign up, and then I'll help run it, and you make the commission off the party and you get the bookings and all that. It's a try me party, right? You get to try it that way. There's not a kit credit available at that point, but they don't need a kit credit because they're about to make the money, right? They're going to make money off of that. So if they sign up before the show, no, there's no kit credit, but they can earn the commission. If they sign up at the end of the party, there's the kit credit, but you got the commission because you did the work. You were the consultant. So hopefully that answered our question.
But that means that you're not going to flip that party to be that person's launch party at that point.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Correct. But the key there is that you're doing all your customer service and reaching out to these people, and you're going to find bookings from her friends to help her get started. And that's what I was saying. Like when I was messaging all my hosts closing out, these are a couple things that I told them. I do a voice clip. I love my voice clips because I feel like people can hear you. They hear my genuineness and they know, girl, you need to be on my team. Like I'll tell them that you were such a phenomenal host. I want you as a part of my team. And I think like flatter them because they, I have a host that had an $800 show. She did a phenomenal job. I let her know, do you know that selling is not much more than what you just did as hosting? Right? So I do the voice clip so they can hear that, and I can tell them. And I also tell them about the kit credit, and I'll say, do you know that if you were the consultant of this show, you would have made about blank dollars? So my girl that had an $800 show, she would have made about $160. What? I mean, that'll get somebody to sign up. They're like, what? Just for that? And I'll say, yeah. And that was just one of my shows. What if you did 2 of them? What if you did 3 of them? And you have Susie and Mary that's going to book. Try it on their shows. See what you think. Right? Listen, we are not trying to, people think it's a big deal to sign up. Like they're like, oh, but I don't have the time and I got another job and I got kids. And I'm like, listen, I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm just asking to go out on a date. Let's just do a show or 2. Let's see what you think. Right? It's not a big deal. It's not a big commitment. Just ask them and let them know, hey, let's just try it. All right, what other questions we got? Yep, fundraisers this month have to be closed by the 7th or they will lose the double donation. I'm going to tell you, close it by the 6th because you don't want anything to happen. That's with all my parties that roll over. I ain't closing nothing on the 7th. Because what happens if I have a glitch or have some kind of emergency or the host didn't get her order in or whatever, and then they lose all that stuff? I'm not doing that. I don't ever close anything on the 31st, and I don't ever close anything on the 7th because you never know what's going to happen. Do it the day before. All right, my friends. No other questions.
Jennifer, yeah, do we always enter in the host orders?
No.
No, they can enter it in, and then if they just have something they need special, we do it. Okay.
Yes. And I'm glad you asked that question too. There is a host dashboard, and I can send you all the link like for the host dashboard video to show them how to enter their host order. Or I can enter it. I can enter the order for them. I just let them put it in and they can put their credit card. However, say your host puts their order in, we'll get an email that says Susie host completed her order. And I go in and I just look through and I make sure all of her rewards are taken care of, that she redeemed all of her stuff. And if she didn't, like sometimes they don't redeem their 60% off for 2 reasons. One reason is maybe they don't see where to redeem it or don't understand it. Or 2, they didn't want it. And that's okay. They don't have to redeem any of their rewards if they don't want to. Like they don't want to utilize their half price items, they don't have to. If they don't want to utilize their 60% off, they don't have to. But I'm not doing my job if I don't check in and say, hey, Kathy, I noticed you didn't take advantage of your 60% off item. Did you miss it or are you not interested in using it? Right? That's part of my job is checking in. And then my last part of my job in closing that party is I got to hit that submit button. Because if you don't ever hit that submit button, it ain't closing and your host will never get her stuff. She's going to be calling you in 3 weeks like, hey, Jennifer, where's my stuff at? Oh, I thought I automatically submitted. Let me go in and hit that button. Right? All customers automatically submit. Your host order does not, because we have to go in and make sure that everything is in there, that we did all of there. We put all our bookings in, that our past host got her discount, that we offered the kit credit. Like we have to make sure we checked all those boxes. Right. Good question. Any other questions? All right. Well, who's excited? Who's energized? Who's ready to rock their business? And you all, we have to keep doing reach outs. We have to keep asking people to book parties. That is part of our job, is to continue reaching out to people, whether you're reaching out to them in the parties or outside of the parties. Like honestly, I send 30 messages a day, 30 messages or more, honestly, way more than that. But I'm asking at least 30 people to book parties with me a day. If I don't have any parties going, which should never happen for me, I don't accept that for myself. I always have parties going. If I don't, I'm gonna go find them. But if I don't have enough contacts in the party to ask 30 people, then I'm gonna go outside of my party. And I'm gonna think outside of the box, outside of the party. I'm gonna find some people that are having birthdays. Let's celebrate your birthday. Let's do a fundraiser. Let's get you some, like whatever. I'm messaging. I'm going out asking my friends when I'm out. Hey, you haven't had a party with me yet. I haven't got to pamper you yet. Let me do that for you. September's the best month to do it. Right? Ask everybody. Don't restrict yourself just to Facebook. We have friends everywhere. We can meet people everywhere. People in the grocery store. I start up a conversation with people. I see what they're picking up a piece of meat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just made this so-and-so last night. It was delicious. I used my Pampered Chef, blah, 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 blah. And they'll say, oh, gosh, Pamper Chef, I had that round stone for 30 years. And I'll say, yeah, girl, we got some new stoneware. Why don't I show you what's new? Right? Business is everywhere. You just have to find
Do-
it.
Do you have business cards that you do that you hand out, or you just exchange numbers?
I do, but I do often. I'll say, hey, give me your phone number or your email address. I can send you. I always get their information. A business card is passive. You expect them
Okay,
to reach out to you. I'm not putting my future, my business in somebody else's hand. I'm getting their contact info because I know I'm going to
okay,
follow
that
back
makes
up with them.
sense.
Yeah. So I'll say, oh,
That makes
Deanna,
way more.
this is what I'll say. I'll say, Deanna, I want to send you that recipe. What's your email or what's your phone number? And I'll get it for her. And I'll say, okay, I'm gonna send that to you as soon as I get home. And then when I get home, I'm gonna get her recipe and I'm gonna tell her all the perks of Pampered Chef and why she needs to host a Pampered Chef show with me. Right.
Makes more sense than I was thinking.
But you can do business cards. I mean, I have them, but I mean, we're a digital
No, your
world
way
these
makes
days.
much more sense.
I do. I tell you one thing that I do try to keep on hand is like out of season catalogs. So you all know we're starting a new season, new paperwork, new catalog September 1st. So maybe we have these leftover spring and summer catalogs. Don't throw them away. Get a sticker that puts your phone number, your Facebook address, your what we calling it, website address. Put all that, like slap it on the front. There's a little place on the back, but who's gonna look at that little spot, like plastered on the front of the catalog? Contact me for what's new and put your contact info there. Some people print off little QR codes. I mean, if you're tech savvy and all that stuff, you can do all that. I just put my web address or my cell phone number, right? So they can text me to get it. But web address is easy enough. And you can print those off. You can buy the labels, print them off on your computer and slap them right on there. That's what I do. And then I take those things to the doctor's office, to the hair salon, to the dentist office. I'm dropping them off all over the place. Like my goal is to personally give out all of my old catalogs. That's a little challenge for you.
No, that's good, because I got a bunch they just sent me when I got my new kit. So
Yep.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, my friends, I have so enjoyed this call. I'm so thankful you all came on. Listen, we are here. Myself and your directors are here to help you be successful at this business. Don't be afraid to ask us questions. Don't be afraid to say you don't understand something. We're here to help you with that. Okay, we have experience. We've done the things and we're still doing the things, right? We're still learning. We still make mistakes too. I still have people tell me no all the time. Okay. That's one no closer to the yes that I want. Okay. And sometimes, and we talked about this before, is sometimes their no is just a hesitation. And I think probably most of you told your consultant no before you told them yes. Right? So you're going to have people that tell you no before they tell you yes. All right. You all have a blessed night. I will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.